Hello. Let's just wait for everything to come through fine on the other end. There we go. Anyone who's listening, my audio okay? Alright. So, yep, today I'm going to be working on remaking, or not making, but working on the assembly version 3 for Unreal Engine, the character creator. Again, it'll probably be a fairly casual stream. It might not even go for that long, because I'll do most of it off air. But yeah, so that's the main next thing I'm going to be working on, is trying to get assembly updated to work with, work with Unreal 427, but also just work better in general. The reason I'm doing this, essentially, is because I have found I don't use assembly much, because I don't find it as useful as I intended it to be. So even when making modular characters, I tended to just avoid assembly, and that was a problem. The idea that I would avoid a tool I made for the reason I made it means there's not much. If I'm avoiding it, it means other people probably are as well, because it's not doing what it's supposed to. So that's the goal, is to make it work a lot easier, or make it a lot easier to work with, and a lot easier to actually make it simpler and just function less frustratingly, and with less crashes. So what I'm mainly probably going to do is, I forgot to import. Hang on. I meant to import some meshes before I started this, because what I want to do is my process is I essentially will prototype stuff in Blueprint as much as I can, and then bring it over into what was I going to say? Into C++ to actually build it out once I get it working. Oops. So what I'm going to do there is, we'll go ahead and open that up. Save assembly v3 test map. Okay. I like that working. Alright. So, most of the stuff I bring in obviously won't be included. It'll just be for testing, because it's marketplace stuff. So, let's see. Modular. Stylized modular characters. Sweet. That's what I want. Let's get some proper music going. There we go. All right. Let's get to work. Get rid of that. I always take out the reflection whatever first. Okay. Let's go. Well, let's go once this finishes putting the assets in. In the meantime, that's cashews. We'll look for a fiber bar for now. I'm gonna get more. All right. How do you pronounce that? Day one Barker? Whatever. Hello. Welcome. Thanks for coming. All right. Got that itchy finger again today. I'm sorry. So, we're in Blueprint Prototype. I believe the mesh merge function is already in here. Let's start with the component, because that's going to be the main thing, is the assembly component. basically want to make... So, the issue I have with assembly before is essentially, like, put simply, I mean, I think I already touched on it, but it's just too complicated to do simple things. The most obvious thing is if I just want to take a bunch of meshes, skeletal meshes, merge them into one, that should just be one function and done. And it kind of is, but it's pretty rough the way it's already in there. So I'm going to try and improve that. How? I don't know. That's what we're working on here. Basically make it so if you just want to do that, it works quickly or easily. 1 second. But if you want to get more complicated with assigning meshes to specific slots or things like that, you can do that as well. I'm going to have to tackle if it's better to do that with just, if it's better to just do that with, you know, individual skeletal mesh components, but if you want to repeat the functionality for each of them, then probably not. Alright. Pretty simple one. Combine meshes. This will take a... We'll take a skeletal mesh component, we'll take a list of meshes, and then we will merge those meshes together and put them on the skeletal mesh component. So, mesh component, and then skeletal mesh. So I'll probably blueprint this out on stream. Maybe all of it if I can, but who knows. And then make it actually function properly in assembly. But anyway, so we have we should still have the merge meshes function, which this needs an update because this is causing some crashes. I know. Merge params. All right. Set. So first, we'll do a few fail safes. First, we want to make sure that it actually has any meshes to merge, because if not, well, what's the point? All right. Skeleton. If it does, then we're gonna get it. We're not gonna allow it to merge unless we have matching skeletons. So we'll just get the skeleton from the first array entry. Let's actually do this better. Oops. Any valid meshes. That can probably just be a comment. I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't matter for now. So let's see. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make our skeleton, that one. And then let's see. I believe the way this works is if there's more than one skeleton, it or if there's only one skeleton, it doesn't consider it. So, which I mean, I guess I could change, but can't. This I suppose I can clamp down into a node of its own. Which I could even just grab the mesh list and plug it in there. So we'll say assign first mesh. And we will even we'll create a new one and we'll call it, let's see, out mesh. Gosh dang it. Hang on 1 sec. Sorry about that. Alright, back. Dogs freak out at everything. It's annoying. Okay. Stuff right here. Oh. Uh-oh. Everything seems okay on, my end right now. So Yeah, okay. I might keep mic down just a little bit. Alright, what was I? So this is gonna be our failsafe. This function will always run if it's successful, and it'll say, hey, we got a valid mesh. Alright, now it's like, what am I doing next? We're gonna check and see if this has more than one. No. Actually, you can just copy this one. Yeah, it's pets. Dogs are louder than cats too, which is usually so that also doesn't help. Has multi-skeletons. This will check and see if one is valid, because if so, valid index, because that means we got more than one mesh in here. All right. Then set merge parameters. I believe we just have set meshes to merge right there. That's what we want. So we just want to set that. Set members. That boy. I think that might be all we need for this. Let me just do merge meshes. And if it's a valid mesh, we'll make that our out mesh. Node. No, we don't want to return node just yet. Yeah, we don't need to return node just yet. So now what I want to do is I want to just make that our mesh component. Mesh component. Mesh component. Set skeletal mesh. So oops, we'll say success. Drop that in there. All right, that should functionally do the main bulk of what we need. I do want to put the mannequin skeleton in here, though, because I want everyone to use the same skeleton. So. Let's see. Mannequin character, that's what I want. Yeah, I have a specific content folder set up with control rig and everything for, that's like a default. That just has like the mannequin skeleton in it. It's useful because I can just drop it into a project. It already has the control rig and the mannequins and everything matched up, and then I just need to assign skeletons to it. So that's what I'll do. For testing out, we'll just do male for right now. I'll show you. For anyone interested, this is the for testing this out. I'm using a specific pack of stylized modular characters, because it is male and female, so it's useful. That ain't it. Modular character. See if I can find it, hopefully. Where is it? I guess I could just jump from the... Alright, fine. I'll just do it from the marketplace. Or from the Unreal Launcher, because that's faster. Modular... Stylized modular male and females. Okay. Maybe it doesn't even say characters. This one. The stylized modular male and females. Assets only. But it's fine. That's the one I'm using for this. So, just for reference. Okay. Alright, male. I think for... what skeleton do these use? Okay. I'll just go ahead and retarget all these to the mannequin. Wait, skeleton, assign skeleton. That one. The one in control rig. And it's annoying that I have to do it manually for all of them. I wish there was a faster way to just assign a bunch of skeletons, but... And hey, maybe there is, and I just don't know about it. That's happened before. Happened on one of the on the Genshin or Benshin streams, where I didn't even know about the overlay widget, and apparently I was hitting my UI performance with UI because I was using Canvas panel too much. So you never stop learning. All right. So let's now make a test character. Let's say. Because the idea is you'll make your own character or class and then just add the component on. Simply test. Character. Assembly character test. Drop in here. Okay, actually, if I move that down to 90 and also rotate it 90 because it's or 90? Yeah, because the way it's gonna face. Let's see, assembly component. All right, mesh, merge. Oops, gosh, I got a sticky key. I may need a new keyboard. And not merge, combine meshes. So this should be as simple as we pop that in there, we pop the mesh in there, and then we can just dump in which meshes we want to combine together. We should also add a print to say like, hey, failed, this thing, not epic. So these are the ones I want. There we go. He's backwards, I think. Yeah, he's backwards, but... And that's the simplest. Because this is, like, in the simplest form, this is what a lot of people want with a merged skeleton. They just want to be able to put the pieces in, and boom, it works. So that's what you got right here. If I look at it, yep, skeleton mesh. So it's a runtime generated skeleton mesh. Should be fine on performance and stuff. I think... Stuff shouldn't be disappearing, right? Because it's rendering. Hey. I guess that sticky key is really starting to annoy me. Alright. So there's our boy. One sec. Okay. Alrighty. So that's the simplest form of handling this. What else do I want to do? I basically want to... So before I know I had it where I had different ways of combining meshes. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that because I think it's better to have... Because the main reason not to just always combine meshes together is that that prevents you from using... the heck are they called? Blend shapes, morph targets. So until I find a way to fix that, if there even is a way to fix that, to keep curves and morph targets after you put stuff or whatever stuff on. Until that happens, I will need to my freaking brain. Sorry, my brain just farted. I don't know what I'm thinking of. Basically, I think that the best way is to make separate meshes for stuff you want merged or stuff you want to use morph targets and stuff you don't. So, for example, if you wanted morph targets on the head for face shapes, I would say still keep the head as a separate mesh, and then the body can be one merged mesh. So combine meshes. Let's make a new one for set. And this is where I start getting I don't know how I'm going to handle this stuff. Set mesh in slot. Because the idea is you'll have slots, like body slots, sort of, where meshes will get slotted into. Let's see. I mean, for one, this is an easy mapping situation. Slots. Mesh. Yep. Now I'm kind of winging it a bit. Not quite as not quite preferable, but I know I want to have editable parameters too. So edit or set parameter color, and this will affect the because I want to build dynamic materials. Actually, I should make that a parameter right now. Do nothing. Dynamic material instance. That's what I'm looking for. Dynamic material instance dynamic. I think that's it. Dynamats. So that way, whenever a mesh is generated or merged or created, whatever, it'll automatically just create the dynamic materials to add to it. So we'll say combine meshes. I may just end up making this assemble as well, or I make it private. I don't know. Just kind of figure out some of this on the fly. Okay, so if we get to this point, we are gonna make a skeleton. Let's clear those. And I believe, yeah, once they're cleared, they should automatically garbage collect after a little bit. There won't be a memory or referenced anywhere. So then once I create the skeletal mesh, we'll even make that to a new node. Build mesh. Component. And then out mesh. Say create. Oops. Create dynamic material instance. Get materials for each loop. This way we can reset the materials. Ah, man. Because this, I also have to think about the idea of changing materials on the fly. So, yeah, I think a lot of this, some of the behind the scenes structure, I guess you call it that, for for I forgot. for how assembly worked is still fine to use. It's just some on the user end I want to make it more convenient. So, and that was when I was first learning about C++ and programming, and I've improved so much, so it's better to do this now, do it more efficiently. Let's see. Okay, this is easy enough. get name. Optional name. There you go. And then, I mean, this should be fairly straightforward. Name. No. Color. Because that's how it's named. Color. For each loop. Which I'll even go a little farther and just quickly turn this to a macro, because I know I'm going to use it a lot. That goes for each dynamat. Although I won't be able to do that in... Probably won't be able to do that like this in... what the heck ever it's called. Yeah, I mean, I can use macros in C++, but... Scalar, vector parameter value. So yeah, so this is an issue I ran into before. So if I wanted to change colors on specific parts of the body, I really couldn't. So I'm wondering if it's hang on, get name. I wonder if there's a. So you can set an optional name here, right? Create dynamic. Get dynamic. You can't get dynamic material instances. That's fine. This would be a pretty easy way of, yeah, like changing the name. So now we can try that out. Oh yeah, I also want to output the mesh. Outmesh, there we go. Just so I can access it like immediately. Out. Say mesh. That'll be our new mesh. So, which will only pop out if it's successful. So then we will say set for set. Oh, this one. Set parameter color. Say skin color. I want to make the process of doing this like super easy. In fact, this may even end up being a much lighter weight component than it was before, but who knows. The real thing is when I actually get to test this out in other projects, which I will. Actually, the next project I have coming up that I'm going to work on. Well, not the one of the next projects I have coming up. I will probably use assembly in. So, right. So what I need to do? Check this guy. Not that. Not that. Where are I? I want to check on these. And see what the parameter name is. Color. Okay, color. It's pretty easy. Make a default white. Yeah, I think an issue is I way overcomplicated the setup of assembly before, needlessly so. When it's both faster and in the long term easier to just do it this way. To allow the user to set up the specific way they want to, because I just before I try to create it to where essentially assembly handled everything, and you just add in which parameters you just added modifiers, but I think it's better to handle it like this. So yeah, skin color easily changed, and it's quick runtime. So what I'll probably, okay, I think I have an idea of how I want to handle this. Where's the component? We'll say, we'll have a instance editable, and this will be assembly slots, and I can also get this stuff from presets. This will, yeah, essentially be the slots that you can actually put stuff to, and then you can stick a merged mesh into a slot as well. I don't know. Which means get mesh in slot. Um, hang on, I'm thinking. Oh yeah, slot name. Although, actually, yeah, it would be better to use tags because you're probably not going to need as many different slot names, right? So tags would be better. Slots? Nah, that's not what I want to do, though. Better idea. Skeletal mesh component. There we go. So first we find if this is even a valid slot, and if so, only if so, we will add it in. This is actually going better than I thought it would. Set skeletal mesh. The issue is, yeah, we then need to add dynamic. Got it. Okay. So I'm just trying to think of how I want to break up stuff in the slots. Well, I may end up cutting this stream pretty short, or sorry, cutting it early because I think it might be better long term for me to actually spend more time thinking out how I want to do it, because I have some ideas of how I want to handle this, but I want to test them out, and I don't know how that would exciting that would be in an engine. It might be better for me long term to finish this up and then demonstrate it. So that might be what I do. But we'll at least go to an hour and see how it feels. Because I at least know that this is working now, which is the bare minimum that I wanted. In fact, yeah, let's do that. What I will probably do is I will still include like body types and things like that, but I won't make SD component dependent on them like it was before. That'll be like a separate feature. So for now, yeah, I'm gonna do build mesh. I'm gonna turn this into a function or a yeah, it can be a macro because I want to handle when it's completed. Let's do that instead. Macro, what will we call this? Create dynamic material instances. Mesh component, and then mesh. That was easy. Gotta be cool. Probably can't be clearing them, right? Oh, in fact. Yeah, in fact. Okay, so this would be better. This whole combined meshes. We shouldn't even assign this to a component slot. We'll just create the mesh and then spit it out. That'll be better. Build mesh. Your playthrough confirmed you all that. What? I mean, yeah. I mean, blend shapes is a big thing to concerned because they're kind of important for using characters and stuff for a lot of different character types. So the fact that merge meshes don't use blend shapes is a bit of a drawback, but I understand why that's the case. So anyway, so this actually should be preferable. The issue is now, now I have to set it manually, and now that thing's not going to work. So set skeletal mesh, and then we can have we can also add a quick parameter that kind of crunches all this stuff down into one. Set mesh and slot. So we'll say assembly body slots. We'll say assembly slots body. Now that should still work. In building it, it just won't affect the parameters. Or not. What the heck? Let me see. Come on. Yeah, he's not coming out. Mesh and slot. Oh, well, I know why. Because what we want to do is add. Oh, no. Right. Okay. Gameplay tag. Actually, I already had that. We want to set up what slots we want. Assembly. Tag. I may not even need this, actually. Okay, so, whatever. Whatever, we'll keep it for now, and if I decide I don't want it later, okay. What this will do is they'll check to see, alright, is this slot we're trying to add one that this thing can actually have? And if so, then we'll try to find it, and if we can't find it, we'll... Actually, yeah. If we can't find it... Actually... Temp component... That's not right. I don't want that. If we cannot find it already, we will create one and add it. So create component... I think it's add component, actually. Add component by class. Get owner. Get owner. There we go. Okay, I should also make sure this is a character, otherwise it will not work. Because this can only work on characters. Get owner again. Cast to character. That'll be our temporary component. So if it's true, set our temporary component to that. That'll be what is handled in these guys. And then mesh. If not, we will create one. Get mesh. Get relative transform, I think? Yeah, because that's what we want. And then that will instead be our this hopefully won't have the components piling up. I think that'll work. It will once I add the slots we need. Body. There we go. There's our boy. Which I cannot edit his skin color, can I? I guess I can. Oh, because it added his dynamic. His, yeah, it added that to a dynamic. Well, okay. So I think what else I want to do. Let's go to blueprint or to the prototype. That's the old assembly character creator. ST assembly BP. Not slot data. Oh yeah, slot data. The tag will be. Yeah, this would be a better place to contain this. All right. Mesh component. Let's say comp, and then dynamic material instances. Dynamat. To be safe, I'm also gonna break this or disconnect this so I don't accidentally compile anything and crash the project because I was doing stuff I shouldn't have. Slot data. Okay, if we find that, then we will say go to level temp slot data. And if not, we will create a new. We don't need the temp component now anymore, do we? Because what we're going to do is say set member in temp slot, because we are going to replace it with this component. Which means now it'll be in our structure. Break. Then we can set it again. Set member dynamat. Right. I think I have to do it as a reference. Oh no, that's fine actually. Because what I'm going to do is just shoot out the dynamic material and add it in. This is the only place I'm doing this anyway, so it'll be fine. Structure add. Also clear it over here. There, now we have that dynamic material set up. Nothing broke. Good, good, good. And for parameter, for each dynamat, what we'll instead do is hash data keys. No, not keys. Values. And then we'll do another for each loop inside of there. Break. Plug that in. All right. Close some of this stuff out. Now, if we plug our boy back in, skin color. Doesn't look like it's working. So let's see where we messed up. It's a parameter color. Oh, right. I gotta add it back into the selection slot. So for safety, let's disconnect that again. We've got to add it back in the appropriate slot. Temp slot data, and then slot Kajum. Yeah, there we go. Sweet. And now that's in its own slot. Okay. Well, that's basically... I thought this would go for longer. That's most of what I was hoping to get done. It's just getting this process done and then fine-tuning some of the stuff afterwards. Well, how long have I been on for? Not even an hour. Dang. Well, you know what? You know what? I think I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna stop there. It's I know it's earlier than a lot earlier than I was expecting, but that's basically all I wanted to get done up to this point. And so other stuff I wanna just mess around and try a lot of things. So what I will probably do then, once I have assembly, because this will be the next thing I'm working on for the marketplace. Once this is done and I release it, I'll probably do a stream going over. I'll put out new tutorials, obviously, and do a new stream going over the changes and how the new stuff works. So, okay, I guess I'm finishing early, a lot early. Thanks for sticking around. As always, links for stuff is in the description. If you want to check out my work. Reminder, there is a new tutorial for Omega Game Framework going over how to use gameplay modules and gameplay systems, so to set up your game modularly using Omega Game Framework. That's on the YouTube channel now. And yeah, also Mariposa and the Galaxy Man on Steam, available to wishlist. Demo is coming very, very, very soon. I can't say specifically when, but expect within this week. So, all right. Thanks for joining me. See you guys later.